Hi, good afternoon everyone again. I'm here to analyze why information systems are vulnerable in organizations, and specifically to MACPAC, and various security threats to information systems in MACPAC. First, I'm going to do the introduction to MACPAC. It's a retail store originally from here in New Zealand, but last year they were bought they were acquired by Super Retail Group, an Australian company. The worth was 144 million New Zealand dollars. Oh, I don't know if it's Australian dollars. Sorry. And it was founded in the founder's garage in Christchurch as a small shop. And their mission is, we are fierce in our belief that life is better when you're outside. So their products are vehicle for adventure, and they're really into outdoor activities. Now for the value of MACPAC, they are into quality, sustainability, and to make ability to make anyone's life better in outdoor sports. And their tagline, is whatever your adventure. So you will see this in their almost all of their social media platforms, in their videos. And MACPAC's culture and philosophy is based on founders' words, Bruce McIntyre. The idea was that, as what Viviana mentioned earlier, was that you could travel all over the planet with a MACPAC piece, and it will take you anywhere, and trust that it was going to get you back in one piece. So it works everywhere. And the MACPAC's positioning, it's from the current owner, Super Retail Group. They said that they want to position MACPAC. Before, they had this brand Race, which they combined with MACPAC when they acquired MACPAC. So Race, you won't see Race now anywhere. They don't even have the website now. So they combined those two to position it to be the leading outdoor adventure specialist across Australia and New Zealand. So I'm gonna show you this video and then I'm gonna explain it later. This is regarding public Wi-Fi.
Picture this. You're away from home and itching to get online. A Wi-Fi network called Free Wi-Fi pops up. Nice. Time for a Facebook session. Not so fast. Think of an open Wi-Fi network as a big fish tank with lots of data swimming around. And there's no way to know if a big shark is lurking, waiting to make a meal out of your personal information, such as your email address, pictures, or anything else on your computer. Luckily, there are simple ways to protect yourself. If you see a free Wi-Fi hotspot, take a moment to see if that same hotspot name is posted nearby, on a sign or shop window, for instance. That way, you know the network is legit and not something set up by a hacker to lure you in. Before you go online, turn off file sharing on your computer. This prevents others on the network from accessing your files. Also, turn on your computer's personal firewall, which helps prevent unwanted access to your computer. PCs and Macs have personal firewalls built in. When you're on public Wi-Fi, avoid visiting certain sites that require login information you want to keep private, such as PayPal or an online bank, and use encryption whenever possible. What does this mean? Well, encrypting your data is like putting it in a secure vault, making it much harder for others to see. Here are some simple tips to keep your data encrypted and secure. First, use email services that run in a web browser, such as Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Hotmail, when you're on an open Wi-Fi network. These services use encryption. You can make sure it's on by looking at the address bar in your web browser. It displays HTTPS before the web address. You can also secure your Facebook activity. From your Facebook page, go to Account Settings, and then Account Security. Now turn on Secure Browsing. For instant messaging, use a service that secures your chats. Skype does this automatically. and so does Google Talk. If you're using something else, check to make sure it uses encryption. So there you have it. By taking just a few precautions, you can swim without fear of sharks on open Wi-Fi networks. Enjoy that pastry.
Okay, so I'm gonna discuss now why are information systems vulnerable. So here are some facts. Digitally stored data are more vulnerable than manually stored ones. So if you will think about, like, for example, can I not relate it to MACPAC? Like, for example, the census that each country is having. If it's not digitally stored, if like, for example, they're going to look for my information, you can imagine they're going to look at a pile of cabinet, look for my name or my surname. So it is secure. It has something to do with this one. Security threats exist everywhere. So even if it's stored manually, like in a box, in a filing cabinet or online, it's still vulnerable. It's just that hackers, if it's online, they can do it remotely if it's online. But if it's not, they have to be physically there to get those information, which is a lot harder physically. It's a lot harder to get the information or steal some information, like Krusty Krab's secret recipe. Do you watch SpongeBob? SpongeBob SquarePants?
Yes.
Yeah. So MACPAC is using an application for their inventories, buyer information, details, suppliers, and everything else, financial assets. Everything is online, and they're using it. They are paying a company called AP2000.
So far,
Yeah.
A21.
A21. That's the name of their software for all their inventories, all their. We're not too sure if it's included in their financial information and financial assets. It's also there. So those information and all our information, if you have bought from their online shop, your information will be there as well. So it's very it's like attracting hackers to your website. But MACPAC invested in security, online security softwares like antivirus and all of those, to block, like this one. Their privacy policy says that 100% commitment to honest, open, and fair dealings in everything that they do. So they have this. It's in their website, so people can feel secure when purchasing online from their website. But it doesn't mean that as a company they have to be confident that they won't be hacked, because you'll never know what's the progress of those hackers. And next one. Okay, so out of all the security threats to MACPAC, I'll be discussing only two, but there are a lot. Like, one is the online shop hackers, like what I discussed earlier, because they have online shop. I think it's not only applicable to MACPAC, but all other shops that has online, that's doing online channel. So they can steal customer information, customer data, and send it somewhere, sell it somewhere. So it's very vulnerable, and it costs a lot, all those information. The system down, it could be like if there's an earthquake or a power outage. If this online system is down, then MACPAC activity, like operational, would be limited. So that's one of the threats to information system for the company. Now, can you think, as also part of our revision, can you name all the other security threats? It doesn't have to apply to MACPAC or to microhero. All the other security threats that companies could be facing.
Virus.
Yep, viruses,
Spyware.
worms,
Trojan horses.
Trojan horses. Sarah, in the exam, is it gonna be under the same? Like when you say viruses, so you should think of other. So when
Yeah,
you say,
you can speak or talk about them separately also, but you can use them as well also.
okay. So if you know about Trojan horses, virus, you already have 3.
Yeah, but if that means you have to specifically tell me how they're different.
Thank you. So that will be all for my part. Thank you for listening.